Hello my crafty people, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia. I post new videos every Thursday. I used to primarily do tumbler tutorials, but now I've been doing a lot of other things, including Dollar Tree stuff. In this video though, I'm not doing anything new. Well, sort of a little bit new. I've done solar mason jars before, and I absolutely love these for the summer and the fall. Not really so much great for winter because, you know, everything takes a beating in the winter up here in north, although they are getting milder winters. But so I decided I wanted to make some, I'm calling it a transition solar jar. So it's not quite summer, but it's not quite fall. We're like in between. Kids are getting ready to go back to school. It is the end of August, and sunflowers are really in season right now. So they go between a late summer and a fall flower. So I'm going to make these mason jars like I normally do, but I am going to use water slide this time. So I'm going to show you how to seal those up to make them weather resistant. So if you're interested to see what I came up with and how these turned out, stick around and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so I started by taking a clean mason jar, and I know this isn't a mason jar. I forgot to record that part, so I'm recording this. I did this just for this video. So you take a clean mason jar, this is just a regular glass jar, and you fill it with polyacrylic. You can use watered down polyacrylic, or you can use full strength polyacrylic. It is completely up to you. I usually water mine down by like 25 to 30%. I don't want it too watery and I don't want it too thick. So I swirl it around inside the glass, and then once I think I get it all nice and coated, I'm going to go and I'm going to dump it right back into my polyacrylic squirt bottle. I call it a squirt bottle. It's just, you know, like a ketchup bottle from the Dollar Tree or whatever. And I find it really easy to use for, you know, squirting into glass jars and stuff. So that's why I have it in there instead of the can. The can's kind of tough to pour and it drips all over the place, so I like to keep it in this container. So once you get it all poured out and get as much of it as you can, you're gonna put it on a paper towel and let the excess drain out for at least a good 5 minutes because you don't want it to pool at the bottom. So that's why you're gonna let it sit for about a good 5 and even 10 minutes is fine. It's not gonna dry super quick, so you're not in like a rush. I wouldn't let it go more than 10 minutes. So after that is good and drained, I'm going to take my glitter. This is salted lime. It is a very light green. I really love this color. In this jar with the sunflower that I printed up on clear water slide, and I will show you that in a minute. So I usually have the lid. I can't find the lid to this jar. It was just kind of sitting around, so I'm covering it with a paper towel. Usually I put the lid back on and I shake my glitter around. Some people like to swirl it. I usually like to shake it. I start out with a little bit, and then I pour a little bit more in if it's not enough coverage, because you don't want to dump too much in. Once you use this glitter in here and it's coated with the polyacrylic, it's pretty much contaminated and it's unusable, so you have to dump out the excess. So that's why I'd rather go with a little bit, and then I'll go in with a little bit more if I need it. So while this is sitting and drying, I'm going to go and I'm going to put 3 coats of clear, gloss clear, onto my water slide. And I'll explain later why we do that. But most of you who've worked with water slide know why. And then I'm going to spray the lids that go around the top of the jar, this yellow color. I think it's sunflower yellow. Use whatever shade, whatever brand that you want. But I do recommend you sand this down first. So I'm going to interject here for a minute, because what I'm doing in this next segment is I am prepping the solar lights by sanding them, wiping them with 91% alcohol. Then I printed up some vinyl, and I don't know if this is going to be great vinyl for outside, but I'm going to give it a try. It's the Color Shift vinyl. It's not by Oracle 651, so I can't promise that it will hold up, but I'm sure if you use any, you know, any other Oracle 651 brand, you'll be fine. But this, I don't know if it's going to hold up. So I disclaimer that I can't promise you it will hold up like Oracle 651. But the reason why I'm interjecting is because while I'm doing this, my husband is playing this video of this guy describing an accident he saw. And I have to tell you, it is freaking hilarious. And I decided to leave this in because it is so funny And I laughed not as hard as I laughed when I was just editing this video right now. So I'm outside on my lunch hour and I'm editing this video, and I'm going through and I was getting ready to voice over and narrate, but in listening to him, I was laughing so hard. People are walking by as I'm doing this thinking I'm crazy, hysterical laughing. Anyway, so I just wanted to kind of interject and tell you that please listen to this. It is so fun and it is so funny. If you don't laugh at this, then I think you need some sense of humor, people. All right, here we go.
Pretty, man. He's holding his face and he's on his knee. She's beating him with an umbrella. The other women are getting out too.
His laugh.
There's one woman with a little black purse. She's tomahawking him, man. She looks like a Sunbelt 20 horsepower jackhammer. We got another woman that's she's just like she's got a cattle prod, man. She's got an umbrella and she's sticking it inside. Oh, there's another one it's a little woman who looks like Mother Goose. She beat him. She's got this huge big bag. It's huge. It's about the size of her. She's about 4 foot nothing. She hit him over the head. Everything went all over the place. Her Bible fell. She just hit him in the head with a Bible. She picked this Bible up.
Wait.
It went over her head. It was a hardback NVI version. Oh, they're still beating the hell out of this guy. She picked his Bible up and raised it up above her head and just beamed the guy. This guy's not getting up. They're still hitting him. The one with the little black purse is still, pieces of it. Okay, he's up on the car. The little woman just beating him again with that big bag. He's running to his car. He's out of here.
Oh my God. That is hilarious. Oh my God. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. All right, so what I'm doing here is I wrap this vinyl around. So apparently these solar lights have just enough of a taper that it makes it so that when you wrap this vinyl around that it doesn't meet end to end. So I actually took another piece, and where it like came down low, like I pulled it off, like I adjusted it a couple of times, but this is not the kind of vinyl where it's forgiving. It doesn't stretch very much like Oracle 651. And so if you try to mold it around something that slightly tapers, it's gonna crinkle. And so if you can see where it's like, where the top of it, it's not covered. So I'm going to use another piece and I'm just going to kind of wrap it the opposite direction. Then this way it will be completely covered. You will see some seams. It's not going to be exactly flawless. I'm okay with that because I love this vinyl. It looks so pretty on there in the end. But if you don't want to mess with it and you don't want to do this, then use the Oracle 651 and, you know, wrap it around. It's stretchy like the electrical tape, and you can actually heat it up a little bit and mold it to it better. But in this case, I decided, you know what, I was stubborn and I absolutely had to have this vinyl. So I messed with it for a while before I got it completely covered and good enough. All right, so I'm just going to speed this up while I mess with this a little bit and try to get it the right way. You know, if you watch my videos, you see, like, sometimes I just struggle with vinyl. I don't know what it is, but it just, I have to laugh at myself. I'm like, okay, whatever. I am just not, you know, super proficient at applying it sometimes. So that's, I guess, just my drawback. All right, so I'm just trimming the bottom part of it so that, you know, because it was long and uneven and looked silly. And so now it's flush and it's going to sit nice. All right, so here is the water slide that is now nice and dry. I did 3 coats of the gloss clear over top of it. I sealed it because it's printed with an inkjet printer. And if you don't do that when you put it in water, the color will bleed. All right, and ask me how I knew that, because I certainly found out the hard way. I thought, oh, I'll just do 1 coat. Yeah, I did 1 coat, and guess what? It bled. So 3 coats is my go-to. So you can do 2 coats and try it out, but if you ruin it, then you got to reprint, and that's paper and blah, blah, blah. All right, so while this is soaking, I'm going to clean these jars off with 91% alcohol because I've been handling them, and I want to make sure that my oils are not on there and it's nice and clean when I go to apply the water slide. So both of them are clean, and don't forget to wet the area before you apply your water slide. It will make it easier to move around once you get it on the surface. So I did not wet it at first, and then I do go back and put a little water underneath. But this is, you know, this is delicate, so you have to be very, very careful when you're removing that back paper. So it always is helpful to have some on there, to have some of the water slide, on there, and then just slide it out from underneath and just gently hold the one end. And then I, you know, have to maneuver it around. It was wet enough underneath that I could do that, but if you don't have enough wetness, it will not move for you. So you definitely want to make sure that there's enough wetness under there. And then you can pat it dry with a paper towel and let it air dry for at least a half an hour before you do anything with it. You want to make sure it's nice and dry. I let it dry outside. It was nice and warm out, so it dried probably half hour to an hour. I don't know. I don't always time these things. So while that was drying, I went and I took the hangers, which I purchased from Amazon. These hangers are awesome. And I spray painted them gold. Then I went and after these were dry, I applied a coat of gloss clear and then 2 coats of polyacrylic after that gloss clear dried. And that's how you're sealing these water slides. You want to make sure you get that polyacrylic on there and get it all around. And then you should be okay if it rains and stuff. You shouldn't have a problem. So now all there's left to do is just assemble these jars. Put on your little hanger thingies, and then I'm going to glue these on with Gorilla Glue. Okay, so I've done a lot of different things in the past. I've used hot glue, I've used UV resin, I've used Gorilla Glue, and I've used silicone. And silicone and hot glue are very messy. They're thick, and you can see it, and it looks really sloppy. And these ones are going to go under my porch, so they're not really going to see much rain. So I'm not really worried about them being watertight. My suggestion to you is if you want to completely seal these up, go ahead and do it. Try to be neat as possible. Otherwise, just don't leave them out when there's going to be a lot of rain or, you know, bad weather, you know, potential bad weather. And of course, winds, because you don't want them to blow over its glass jar. It will break. So I'm just using Gorilla Glue this time. I put it on top, and then after I get them both situated, I move them to another area and put a nice big thick dictionary on top. Nice big thick heavy dictionary, and let it dry for at least an hour. So guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you like these. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. I love to hear your feedback. All those things help my channel to grow. And if you'd like to help sponsor me, you can give me a super thanks. The button is down below near the thumbs up button. And that is it. I will see you all guys next week. Thanks. Have a great one. Bye.